You never forget the day someone walks away, not out of anger, not out of hate, but because they've been forgotten too many times. I want to tell you a story. It's not just about love. It's about being remembered, being valued, and the heartbreak that comes when someone finally gives up trying to matter to the person they loved the most. Her name was Aaliyah. She had the kind of smile that made you feel like everything was going to be okay, even when your world was falling apart. She had patience more than most, the kind of patience that didn't come easy. It was grown, built over time, like armor over a soft heart. And the man she loved? His name was Jordan. Tall, charming, the kind of man people gravitated towards. He lit up rooms, made people laugh, and chased ambition like it owed him something. But behind all that brightness, Jordan had shadows. He didn't mean to hurt people. That's what he always said. I'm just bad at showing up, he'd shrug. I get caught up. You know how life is. But for Aaliyah, it wasn't about life being busy. It was about feeling invisible over and over again. Why didn't you call? It was a question that had escaped her lips too many times. Not in anger. Not even in disappointment anymore. Just quiet pain. A question she already knew the answer to. Jordan would always give the same reply. You know I've been swamped. Work's a mess, and I've been trying to figure things out. I meant to. I really did. She smiled, half-hearted. I know. But what she never said, not until the very end, was this. Because you only remember me when you're lonely. They weren't always like this. No, when they started, it was magic. Late-night drives through the city. Dancing barefoot in the kitchen. Endless conversations about dreams, about fears, about childhood stories they'd never told anyone else. Jordan made her laugh until her stomach hurt. And Aaliyah? She made him feel safe, something he didn't even know he needed. But slowly, the silence started to creep in. Calls went unanswered. Messages left on read. Birthdays remembered last minute. Promises made but never followed through. He'd show up at midnight, eyes tired, voice full of apologies. I missed you. And every time, she let him in. Because part of her believed he would change. Because part of her still believed that love meant waiting. Hoping. Enduring. It was raining the day she finally walked away. Not the dramatic kind of rain you see in movies. Just a quiet, steady drizzle, the kind that matched the heaviness in her chest. She left him a note. Simple. Honest. I loved you more than I ever said out loud. But I can't keep loving someone who only looks for me when the room is empty. I need to be someone's always, not just there sometimes. And she was gone. No tears. No screaming. Just silence. Weeks passed. Jordan didn't even notice right away. He thought she was just taking space. That she'd come back like always. She always did. But this time was different. This time, the silence was deeper. He called. No answer. He showed up at her place. Empty. He messaged. Left voice note. Drove past the cafe where she used to work. Nothing. And then reality started to sink in. She was really gone. Not just physically. Emotionally. Spiritually. She had closed the door he thought would always be open. It was a month later when he saw her again. A friend's gathering. Small, intimate. She didn't expect him to be there. She looked different. Lighter. Stronger. There was a calm in her that he didn't recognize, a peace he never gave her. He walked up to her, heart pounding. Words fumbling. I've been trying to reach you, he said. I know. I didn't think you'd actually leave. Aaliyah looked at him. Really looked. And then, softly, with all the love and sorrow in her voice, she whispered, Why didn't you call? His mouth opened to reply, but before the words came, she shook her head. I already know why. Because you only remember me when you're lonely. He collapsed. Not to the ground. Not physically. But emotionally. You could see it, the weight of everything he had taken for granted crashing down at once. The realization that he had lost something rare. Something real. And he didn't even notice until it was gone. She didn't cry. She just stood there, calm and certain. Not because she didn't love him anymore, but because she had finally learned to love herself more. There's a pain deeper than betrayal. It's being forgotten. Being someone's option when you made them your priority. Olia's story is the story of so many people who love deeply, but are loved only in fragments. In between the loneliness. In between the chaos. And Jordan? He taught us a different lesson. That no matter how charming you are, no matter how loved you were, if you keep choosing everything but the person who always chooses you, one day they'll stop. Not because they hate you, but because they finally chose themselves. If you're holding on to someone who only reaches for you in the dark, ask yourself, are you in love with them? Or are you just holding on to hope? Don't wait to be remembered. Don't wait to matter to someone who treats you like an afterthought. You are worthy of being someone's every day, not just their lonely night. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. There's someone out there who needs this reminder today.